Right, I think we're... I think we're... Well, there's a chance this might work this time.
That timer is timing in the most uneven seconds I've ever seen. It's settled down now.
Don't set your stopwatch to the timer.
Don't count off the band to the timer.
There we go. Okay, do you remember everything you said on the first try?
Word for word.
Oh, you're going to read your script?
Yeah.
Well, I guess we could do this.
I'm going to get a picture of me as a teenager and put and put it up. Screw this old man stuff.
I guess while we're waiting, we could beg for a few subscriptions.
Yeah.
That wouldn't hurt.
I don't see a subscription button on my screen.
Oh, you want to see it again?
How can I subscribe? Yeah.
Oh, you have to be on YouTube.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. 22 seconds. Tense up.
I am.
I stay tensed up. Rex Merriweather says hello. Rex is with us. Hi, Rex.
Hey, Rex. How you doing?
Hope you didn't... Oh, there we go. Well, thanks for joining us today. This is the official start, I guess, of the redo. And it should go perfectly this time because we made all the mistakes this morning.
That's this morning turned out to be a rehearsal.
It was just
we thought it was a performance, but it turned into a rehearsal.
Just a dry run. Okay. Yeah. That being said, Harry's going to show us some pictures. Guy went to Alaska and Antarctica. Antarctica. I can't believe it. So tell us how the Antarctica thing came, and the Alaska thing for that matter.
The Antarctic trip was suggested by a friend who wanted to go, and I said, okay, I'll go too, and signed up. And then, I don't know, I've never been to Alaska, so I thought I'd just give that a whirl. A friend of mine wondered, well, what's the point of doing both? Aren't they the same? Because I guess, you see seals in Alaska, and you see seals in Antarctica. You see whales in Alaska. You see whales in Antarctica. And I thought, well, gee, maybe this is redundant. But as it turned out, there's such different places that you can go to both and not be afraid you're repeating yourself.
And how was the weather? You think of Alaska, Antarctica as being just unbearably cold.
Alaska was always in the 50s, and Antarctica was in the low 50s and mid 40s because it's summer down there.
Oh, that's right. It's summer in the south. Right.
Yeah. I mean, it gets a lot colder than that during the winter, but that's why I went. That's why I didn't go during the winter.
Well,
but, it was never that cold.
And, well, that's pretty good. But I'm sure you took plenty of warm clothing.
I did. They said dress in layers, so I had lots of layers.
Oh.
We'd go out in the pontoon boats a couple of times a day, and that could be chilly, but it never got really, really bad.
Yeah, cool.
So and they gave us boots to go on shore with, and you could get. They also gave us a what's that kind of real heavy jacket you wear in snow and cold weather. It has a name and I can't remember it, but they gave us that too. And the problem is, it has all the insignias and logos of the touring company.
Yeah.
So I don't feel like wearing it because I don't want to be a walking advertisement for the tour.
Like wearing
It's like
rental
wearing
bowling
Nike
shoes.
Yeah, right.
Hey, well,
I'll tell you, you'll never catch me in rental bowling shoes.
particularly these days.
I never go rental bowling.
Well, let's see.
That's a nice picture I took of a
Yeah, look at that. Where'd you get this one? Did you get this picture?
of a blue-eyed MC. Oh, look at this.
Hey.
This is actually in neither Alaska nor Antarctica. We're still on the way to Antarctica here. We're in a state park at the very tip of Argentina. And this is the door to the post office in that state park.
Huh.
And I just liked it for all the colors. I understand somebody thought those were all tequila bottles. But...
That was me. It looked like a liquor store.
Oh, that was at our rehearsal this morning.
Yeah. My vision's kind of blurry.
Yeah.
Wow. Look at that.
Okay, here. Now we're in Antarctica. And I'm fond of saying all you have to do is point your camera, close your eyes, and snap the shutter. And it's almost impossible to take a bad picture.
Wow, I can imagine.
Especially if you're be out there on the deck of the ship at 8 or so in the morning when the sun is just coming up, or late in the afternoon too.
Yeah.
When you get these dramatic effects.
The light changed pretty rapidly down there?
I wouldn't say so. No. Every 60 minutes it was in a different place. But that's normal. So
cool. Yeah, those are so pretty. By the way,
go ahead.
I was just going to say, if at least one person would leave a comment that you can see and hear okay, that would be just great. We need confirmation after this morning.
Yeah.
Wow. Now this is the one. This just to me looks like belongs on somebody's wall.
Yeah, this is a good example of the scale of it all. That ship you see over at the left is the ship we lived on for 7 or 8 days. The ship we crossed the Drake Passage in, and it's dwarfed by the mountain. By the way, one big difference between Alaska and Antarctica is that Alaska's always been inhabited, for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. There is no habitation in Antarctica.
Look at that.
Yeah, this is probably opposite time of the day, maybe morning. And again, I'm just standing out on the deck of the ship, catching light effects.
Beautiful.
And when I run these through Photoshop and probably bump up the contrast a bit and take the brightness down so I get as much texture in the bright parts of the picture as possible. It means the water is often on the dark side, but I'll sacrifice that.
At first glance, it looks like a black and white photo, but then you start to see there's some blue in there and some, magenta or something like that. There are some colors, very subtle.
Yeah.
Oh.
This is what everybody goes to see. This probably in a crater that was used as a safe harbor by whaling vessels, and that's that rowboat is from a whaling expedition either in the 1930s or the 19th century, depending on what the guide was saying through scratchy earphones. But they always for us, they mark off the areas they don't want us to go past. They'll put up a row of stakes so we don't get too close to the wildlife. One of the rules is you shouldn't be so close to the wildlife that you affect their behavior.
Right.
So this guy's just doing what he does.
Yeah, okay. Look at this one. God, they all look like they're vintage pictures.
Yeah, yeah. This is an abandoned something or other, probably an abandoned whaling station of some kind. And again, it's in that same crater, farther over to the other side.
Yeah.
And I didn't turn this into a black and white picture. That's just how desolate the landscape looks.
Not like Buenos Aires.
No. Yeah, you got a preview this morning. This was the kitchen facility at that abandoned site.
That looks cold.
Making ice water by turning on the fire.
Hey, honey, why is there fire coming out of? Why is there ice coming out of our stove? And by the way, our refrigerator's on fire. There we go.
Okay, now we're in Buenos Aires, and this is in an arts area in Buenos Aires called I think the Cominta, Cominta, and you walk around, the buildings are all these bright colors, very pretty. I mean, I happen to like pictures where there are posters with torn up messages and stuff.
And that looks like you're someplace else. This isn't like going anywhere that I know of, locally here.
No. You were commenting this morning that this kind of community has a lot of very bright colors around compared to like downtown Buenos Aires, when you're in the really city section, is just an ordinary everyday brick and mortar, glass and steel collection of buildings. I mean, you could be walking around in the Wilshire district.
Yeah, well, that's not the Wilshire district.
No, not this one, but this is that same area with these are really pretty subtly collected colors. I mean, you wouldn't think if you went to Macy's and said, "Would you design my living room for me?" The interior designer would not put this collection of colors together. I wouldn't think.
Probably not be Navajo white.
Yeah, right.
It's so versatile, Navajo white.
It is. It's our homage to the indigenous people. This is also same area of Buenos Aires, where we were warned several times not to be after about 5 o'clock. When it gets dark, tourists are in danger there.
Well, 5 o'clock they start early.
Yeah, we were there. Yeah, we were over there early in the afternoon.
And you had a lot of nice camera equipment.
It's really a very yeah. You don't want to become a target.
Yeah. By the way,
even your phone.
Yeah. By the way, the name of your camera is on the back of your neck strap. I know you have tape over the front of it, but just as a reminder, big letters on the back of your neck.
Yeah. Well, when we go out this summer, I'll be wearing a hoodie. And this
kitty.
Is in that same area, just walking down one of the streets. This is a cat painted on the wall, with a doorway painted into the wall. It looks like you could actually walk through it into a restaurant that's painted behind the doorway. But it's just a wall. Maybe you can see the brickwork. Yeah. Just a wall with a guardian cat.
Tough cat. He comes out after 5.
That's what I'm watching out for. And
this apparently is still Buenos Aires?
Yeah. I was just thinking I should have said that's Alaska, and that's one of the animals we saw prowling. Speaking of being in danger, I hear sirens outside.
Uh-oh.
Okay, now we're in Alaska. This is pretty sure this is Skagway. Or did I say it was Sitka? No, this is Skagway. It had some very large ships. No, I'm sorry. It's Juneau. And what appealed to me about this was the pilings holding up that horizontal walkway and the reflections of the water on the bow of the ship. And then what looks like a hole in the side of the ship on the upper right. But that's an actual entryway. And I think the gangplank is just drawn up a little bit.
That looks like it was photoshopped in. It doesn't look like it belongs on the ship.
Yeah. Well, one guarantee of the honesty of my photography is I'm really not that I'm not that adept with Photoshop. And this, we were talking a couple of times about anytime you're looking around and you go, oh my God, then you should take a picture. And I just turned a corner and there was this huge cruise ship. This has got to be a 3,000 or 4,000 guest ship, and it's as big as the buildings on either side.
It looks out of scale.
Yeah, it really does. In fact, this looks more like a Photoshop picture, or as much like a Photoshop picture
green
as that
screen.
Last one.
Yeah, you green screened that ship in there. Really. I know.
If I could have, I would have.
No, my first thought was, hey, look, a whale jumped right by your... wait a second.
There was, up on the street, it came right up there. No, it's a painting of a whale on the side of the tour bus. And but I liked it because it just looked weird.
It does look weird.
What is that?
Makes you stop and look, which is one of the great features of some good photos.
Yeah. I was looking at some Henry Cartier-Bresson photographs the other day, and boy, those are pretty marvelous.
Yeah, they are.
This is near Juneau, right next to the Mendenhall Glacier. There's a waterfall called Nugget Falls, and I just got up close to it, and
that looks fairly menacing.
Yeah.
Particularly if you look at it.
Got an abstract.
Yeah, if you look at it as you twist it a little bit to the right and make it look like the surf, it'd be really
ooh. Surf's up.
Surf's up. Let's go surfing. Look at that.
Yeah, that's another cruise ship. There's a photographer, Harry Callahan, who has a lot of photographs that are gridded like that. I just realized this is a Harry Callahan grid. I think some of the things he does are from the real world too. He doesn't arrange stuff, but maybe that's what I connected to when I saw this.
Cool colors there too.
Yeah.
Reflections. It wouldn't be Harry Smallenburg if there weren't reflections.
Yeah, I figured I had to throw these in, or you'd think it wasn't me photographing. Yeah, this is a gift shop in Sitka, and but I always like in reflections. I always like the multiple planes.
Looks like
behind
multiple,
and in front.
multiple planes, multiple dimensions.
Yeah.
Wow.
Same here.
Now that I'm trying
that's a mask. That's a native mask in the center of the picture, and it is an eagle on top.
Oh wow! It's hard to place where everything is in reality.
Yeah. The mask is inside the window. That the wings over on the right, they're on the building. Or no, they're another sculpture inside the window. Oh. The building is behind me, and like that.
Yeah, good one. Wow.
This is also in Sitka. Just a picture of the bay on
that's probably
on a very cloudy day.
Probably not a black and white photo, right? It's a color photo.
Yeah, I don't think I didn't turn any of these into black and whites. There were some I did just to see how it looked,
Uh-huh.
and generally they look pretty much the same. This is from a small, really a village, the village of Kake, Kake, which is about 500 people. All I'm pretty sure all indigenous people from the Tlingit tribe.
Huh.
And that's southeastern Alaska. There are other tribes farther north, but I just like the weathering on the wall.
Yeah.
I don't know how the coloring gets so subtle, between the green and the maroon and the brown,
Yeah.
and then that weathered looking light.
Looked like it'd been there for a while.
Yeah. Some of these buildings I'm pretty sure are abandoned. Same with this. The kind of the native image up on the top is weathered away. The walls weathered away.
Yeah.
Like the planters are fresh. I was talking to one of the tour guides, and she liked to photograph, and we agreed that you can find a lot more interesting things just walking around than by taking the tour bus, which we're walking about a half mile from one locale to another.
Yeah.
So I just thought I'd walk because I'd rather see what there was to be seen. And this again is the side of a building.
This is a building?
No, not this.
No, this is. We have a little bit of a lag.
Right. Yeah. This is another painting on the side of a tour bus. No, not really.
Good artist.
Yeah, really. And same with this. Not a painting on the side of a tour bus. These are just, you see so many dramatic effects just from the natural world.
Yeah.
Hard
to
leave your camera.
One of the drawbacks of photography is that you don't get the depth and the drama, and you do get the two-dimensional look at it, which is pretty good. But I'm sure being there was thousands of times better.
Yeah, boy, it's very impressive. We may have talked about this before. It changed my perspective on, walking around LA.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, where did all these buildings come from? Why is there so much cement? Why is there so much glass?
Big difference.
Where are the trees? Oh, there's one in a planter.
Oh, there's one.
Now.
Put it in the corner of your picture, just so it's inclusive.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Okay,
I'm doing landscape photography.
Those are really great pictures. Looks like a great trip. Matter of fact, you've done a lot for tourism in Antarctica. I didn't think there would be quite so much to look at, but it's got to be pretty dramatic.
It is. It's very dramatic. I can't recommend the penguins highly enough. In fact, I can't recommend them at all. I've smelled enough penguins for the rest of my life.
Well, now it's time to beg for subscribers, because subscribers, as you know, are very important on YouTube. We're trying to build this channel. We're having a lot of fun. We hope you enjoyed watching, but we need subscribers, likes, and comments. And dare I mention that we have a merch store. You can buy coffee crawl, sounds funny, huh? Coffee crawl coffee mugs and t-shirts, and there may be more later. But for now, that's what we have. And with that being said,
they're spectacular, designed by Kurt.
And wait till we get ours.
They really look cool.
It's going to be really something.
When do we get ours?
Watching us
next
drink
time we do this, we'll be drinking. We'll be crawling.
Crawling and drinking coffee. It'll be hard to crawl after so much coffee. Well, okay, everybody. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Harry, thank you so much for the pictures. And hopefully we'll have, this was great. And hopefully we'll have maybe a coffee crawl. If not a coffee crawl next week, maybe some more Alaska pictures, or maybe we'll do. We have a lot of pictures. We've been doing this for about 2 years together, and maybe we'll go back and do some Hollywood Boulevard pictures or something. But this has been great.
Sure.
Great opportunity.
Okay. All right. See you soon.
All right. Thanks, Harry. Thanks, everybody.